Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to TL's Roadhouse. My new friend, Gavin Adcock, in the house, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
Man, good to have you here. I've been kind of studying up on you a little bit. Things kind of happened for you pretty quick in the last year or so. It's
Yes.
kind of exploded a little bit, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. Just dropping as many songs as we can.
So you're from Georgia?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right outside of Athens.
Everybody seems to be from Georgia these days, man. What's in the water down there? Everybody used to come from Texas.
Liquor.
That's awesome, man. So when did you move up here?
Moved up here. I've been coming up here for the past 2 years every month.
Yeah.
But finally moved up here about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
A little right outside of Nashville. I ain't up there all the time, but I'm up here some.
You got a publishing deal?
I do.
Who you writing for?
Sony.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your label?
No. It's Warner's my label.
God dang, man.
Just signed that a couple months ago, too.
So everything you've been doing thus far has kind of been underground, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. I've been independent all the way up till I signed a few months ago. I was real anti-label for a long time. I just wanted to do things my own way, and I didn't want to sign. I didn't want to sign really early. I just wanted to make my ground before I decided all that.
So have you been instrumental in doing all your own releases, your own strategy? Tell me how involved you are in everything going on around you.
I'm really hands-on. I got management at the beginning of this year, January.
Yeah.
Good buddy of mine for the past couple of years. He lived up here. I met him right when I first started, right before I let out my first song. And Saxon Curry, I come up here, stay with him. We'd go around town, talk music, this, that, and the other. And I was like, one day I'm going to need a manager. Well, I sold out my hometown this last August and sold out pretty quick. And we had that show and everybody was singing along. And I was like, I'm going to need some management. So till January, we worked on getting him out of his other job and getting him rolling in management position. And we've been going from there.
That's a pretty big change, ain't it?
Yeah.
That changes things a lot, man. Going from a regular day job to grinding it out on the road. Are you traveling in a van these days? You got a bus?
We've been traveling in a bus.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot nicer than first we'd just take cars and then we'd take a van and I'd drive or we'd rent an RV.
It cuts into your drinking time so much, though.
I know. I just had to tell them we leave in the morning.
Yeah, but that's rough, man. Some of these 500-600 mile nights in between stuff. I mean, that makes it pretty rough when you're trying to get to those far away gigs when you got to drive and you got to juggle off drivers in the middle of the night, man. Actually gets a little bit dangerous at times.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's some idiots on the road at night.
Yeah, we've been back and forth on some drivers. I went up there one time and dude was FaceTiming his girlfriend on Facebook Marketplace and he was fired by next week. I was like, oh, we can't be doing this 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, that's kind of scary, man. People don't realize, man, especially if you're not comfortable with the driver. They hit that rumble strip running 75 miles an hour in the middle of the night, you'll sit straight up in the bed, man.
Yeah.
Like you catch your breath, boy.
Yeah.
That night we were in Bristol a couple of years ago with Hardy and Morgan Wallen, and Hardy was on my podcast that day, and we were right behind him coming back in from Bristol when his bus driver had his stroke or whatever he had, and that bus flipped. I've never been in one that flipped, but I know it freaked him out pretty bad. I don't want to be in one when it does that either.
Yeah, that's why you say your prayers before you go to sleep at night.
Better be in an airplane if the engine goes out, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd rather be rolling.
So what's your influences, man? Where'd you kind of start off at?
Oh, I was listening to a bunch of the old folks, Jones and Cash and Waylon and all them folks, and then rolled into y'all's time, and I was listening to a lot of you in college and high school, and Alan Jackson, and kind of involved in some of the newer stuff. I was listening to early Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean and Eric Church, and rolled into listening to some Parker McCullum, Co Wetzel, and Tyler Childers, a few people like that.
And any influences from the rock side at all?
Oh, yeah. I loved listening to AC/DC and
a lot of old stuff.
Yeah, and Kid Rock. And Shit, I like Pink Floyd and different stuff like that.
Any of that stuff kind of filtering into your music when you write these days?
Maybe a little bit on the sound.
Yeah.
I keep my lyrics I try to keep them pretty country.
Yeah.
But I like rock stuff a lot. That's what I enjoy the most.
The rocking kind of country stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
You play football? Play football in college too?
Down at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, played there 4.5 years and tore my knee up, started writing songs.
Yeah.
Got semi-healthy.
What position you play?
Nose guard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a train wreck.
Every play.
Every play.
Yeah. God dang, man.
What about you? You play ball?
I played baseball, man. I never played football in high school. I was a little small frame for all that.
You probably feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Then
I don't know. I've still got my own injuries, man. I got a lot of joint and leg problems and stuff, just some old injuries and falling off houses and bouncing down tree limbs and all the stuff that we did as a kid, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared of anything, man. I wanted to fly. I tried to fly off the top of the house many times.
Yeah. I don't blame you. You get a towel, jump off
Get a
the
towel or make kites or whatever, anything where I could get some air underneath them. I tried all kinds of stuff. None of them really worked very well.
Have you ever fallen off the stage?
Only once.
Like completely off?
Only once. And it just so happened that when I fell off the stage, I was working with Ronnie Millsap. He didn't fall off the stage.
I do love Ronnie, too.
I love Ronnie, too. Yeah, I stepped right off stage in the middle of Cowgirl one time. I think I missed the one line and hopped back up on stage. But yeah. You ever fell off stage?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah. It's going to happen to everybody
Yeah,
at least once.
it's going to happen.
I'll fall down. Luke Bryan does that all the time.
I'll hit the chords and my feet will roll out from under me. I'll catch myself.
Speaking of Bristol, I busted my butt in Bristol that night. It was raining on stage in my defense. I walked out there and stepped on that slick spot right on the front of the stage, right in front of the stresser, and my legs came right out from under me, and I busted my ass for 60,000 people.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
They
it was
laughed.
great.
As long as you get up, you know.
The quicker you get up, the better it is. If you bounce up real quick, you can't just lay there and you got to get up quick. Man.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Nashville, man? What do you think about all this craziness?
It's a little busy for me.
Yeah.
With all the people and stuff. I live about an hour outside of Atlanta, so I deal with when I'm back at home, so I deal with the Atlanta traffic. But I'm enjoying Nashville. I wrote solo for a long time. Had a couple people that helped me here and there, throw some guitar parts on, but I've got where I'm starting to do writes in town more.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying the help of the label. Feel like I got my deal at the time I needed to.
Has your writing adjusted as you started writing with other people that are kind of in the Nashville structure? Have they taught you some things about structuring songs? And
No, I don't really think about structure. I don't try to write a radio hit. I'm just trying to write stuff that I think my fans will enjoy.
Yeah.
And get in a room. I don't ever sit down with any of these new people that I'm writing with and go, all right, we got to put something that's going to go on the radio or this, that, and the other. I'm just like, let's just write something that's in the moment and fun and whatever we're feeling.
Yeah. When did you write your first song?
I wrote my first song back in high school. First song I ever let out, I wrote in 2018, which is a little after high school, but I wrote a few songs and I've got them saved up from high school. I don't know if I'll ever let them out. Might let them out. But the first song I ever let out, I started writing in 2018. I was driving down the road on 441 highway I live off of, my hometown. I come up with the first verse and chorus of the song, pocketed it. 3 years later, had the knee injury, had surgery, sitting at home. Buddy comes over. I said, let me show you this song. Singing first verse and chorus, and he starts playing guitar, and I wake up the next morning and write it, rest of it in 20 minutes and let it out, and it should go gold by the end of the year.
That's awesome, man.
My first song I ever let out.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Cool. How did y'all market all that? I mean, just through streaming and through socials?
Well, I was on the football team when I let out my first song, and I was Snapchat, Instagram. I really wasn't into TikTok yet. I was being hard headed. I was like, I'm not gonna do TikToks, this, that, and the other. And I was posting as much as I could about it, and the football team was kind of helping the hype a little bit, and I dropped it, and I got to X amount of streams and listens, and then I chugged a beer on top of a school bus on the way to the game, and I got suspended, and Barstool Sports posted it, and it went viral, and they just shouted me out for my music at the end of the video of me chugging.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me started. We weren't doing very good on the football team, so I just they come to me and they were like, hey, we don't need all this attention right now. They were basically like, we're trying to get to the end of the season without everybody looking at us all the time because we've only won 2 games. And I just told them that I had to go. It's time to go.
When you got hurt, what happened? What was you get side blocked? How did it all
I was playing nose guard, and we were doing a 2-gap stunt to the left, to the B gap between the guard and the tackle.
Yep.
And the defensive end had a tight end on his outside shoulder. Well, him and the tackle crunched down on him, and I was going towards him, and I had my toe pointed out to the left, and I was taking that next step right before I stomped down and went straight up in the gap. And he was getting drove back by those 2 guys, and his foot clipped my foot and threw my knee out, just popped it, pop, pop, pop. And I fell down, sat there. And
did you hear it pop too?
I knew it was done.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn.
I've had 3 knee surgeries and a total replacement. Yeah, I've had a bunch of them.
Yeah,
they're not fun, and it just gets worse as you get older too, man.
Yeah,
it sucks.
I'm bound for my total replacement one day. Yeah. I just had reconstruction surgery. So.
Put it off as long as you can. Wait till you get in your 50s.
Yeah,
mine finally broke down so bad, man. My knee started bowing out, and it got really bad. I finally had to break down and get it done. I fought it as long as I could.
When did you have that happen?
The first time it happened in 91, May of 91 is when I popped it the first time when I had my original injury. But it was scoped 3 times before there just wasn't anything left to scope. It's like, yeah, we just got to replace this thing.
How'd you do with that for the road? Did you have to take some time off, or did you? I
was just getting started, man, and so I was in the hospital for a little bit, but it took a while. But I was so worried I was going to lose my record deal. I was trying to get back in the game. I just didn't want to. Yeah, because everything was moving so fast, and then all of a sudden I was down for a little bit. Lost a bunch of weight. I was skinny anyway, but lost a bunch of weight. But it took a little bit to get rolling. Yeah, but I didn't rehab it like I should have, man. That rehab's real important, man.
Yeah.
Follow you around for a long time. You liked the contact though, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I do miss that.
That's a mindset. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, I just
that
like
aggression.
Running my head up under somebody's jaw and throwing them in the backfield and making them feel little.
I was sure looking forward to this Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. God dang, man, I want to see Tyson knock that guy smooth out.
Yeah, me
you
too.
Follow boxing at all?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I liked watching Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight. I went riverboat gambling that day.
Oh yeah,
won me a few $100s on the boat. So
Come on.
I went and put it on Tyson Fury, and I put like, I don't know, $40-50 on a 7th to 9th round knockout. And he decked him in the 7th, and I was in a bar in Savannah, and I just broke the glass on the floor and ran out of there. I was damn excited.
That's nice, man. Hit a lick like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. I bet you had a few shots that night, didn't you?
Yeah. I ended up walking through downtown Savannah at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, here's the good stuff now. Come on.
Dude pulls up next to me. He goes, dude, what are you doing? I said, I'm walking to the store to get some beer. He said, boy, you better get in this car. He said, you're in a bad part of town. I said, all right. He took me up to the gas station. It was too late. They weren't selling no beer, but I finally got back to the Airbnb we were at, and everybody was waiting on me. They're like, we ain't heard from you. I was like, my phone was dead.
I remember when we first started touring, man, we had some great times on the bus, man, just me and the guys. I mean, it was wide open all the time. Give me a good party story, man, because you know once you get done at night and the bus gets rolling and you get to rocking in the bus, man, it gets a little bit wild in there sometimes.
Yeah, there's my band's pretty wild, so they always taking women to the back lounge or the bunk and just acting a fool. But
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Me neither. But
Junior, you know anything about
Hey,
that?
what's the back lounge?
That's where they keep the soda pop. Yeah. They do foot rubs and whatnot.
Oh hell, I'll have to look into that then.
Check it out.
We were talking about this yesterday. I like to smoke a little pot.
Okay.
And we went and played up in Illinois and sold out the venue, and the owner of the venue had got me a big old box of marijuana, and I took me a nap, woke up, had me a gummy, had me a beer, took a shot, went on stage, got off, and then after that it was just wild. I was making everybody drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, and bus driver starts driving down the road, and everybody's in here playing video games. Just it's a mess in there. Had broke a Jack bottle on the floor, and there's glass everywhere. Everybody's wearing the shoes, and I'm just tore up. Bus driver's driving. I'm doing this. I'm sitting actually about right here, and I'm throwing up. I made the bus driver stop. I'm like, oh, you gotta stop at a truck stop. And we're on the side of the highway, and I'm just having it rough. And I laid there till about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning until I finally had my wits about me. But I don't know. It's something all the time.
The road life is a different beast. But at some point, you got to get it all in check and balance or it'll kill you.
Oh, yeah.
But enjoy that shit while you're young, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's all there for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Life's meant to be enjoyed, I think.
No doubt.
I tell you what, we lived pretty fast back in the day. The 90s were good because there were no cell phones yet. I mean, we were pretty wide open back then. It was a lot of fun.
There wasn't no getting in trouble.
Yeah, we still found a way to get in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had our times. But God, man, I miss the 90s. The 90s were awesome. I don't think I'd live through it a second time. I have to live vicariously through you guys.
What's your favorite year you've ever toured?
Oh my gosh. Probably 92, 93, early on when it was all new, you know. But there have been some great times over the years, man. I've got to work with just about everybody, man. I toured with George Jones and toured with Straight, and, you know, all the guys that I was heroes of. Worked a lot with Haggard over the years, you know, just having the opportunity to know those folks and kind of be a peer on that level was always really cool for me because I idolized them so much growing up. They were such a big part of my development, and I was so captivated by music. I studied everything. I knew the producers and the session musicians and met a lot of road guys over the years. I mean, I was just consumed by it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying all the new stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure the new stuff is going to be some of my favorite stuff. Just like you said, early on, I'll look back and I love those little clubs and honky tonks we started out in. We've graduated from those, but I don't know. We pulled up to Eddie's Attic in Atlanta. It's 177 cap place, and we done played 700, 800 cap, and I was kind of in a bad mood about it at first, and because they were like, it's a listening room, everybody sits down, and that's not really my type of show. So I had it in my mind I was going to cause chaos in there, and we got in there. And the first show there was a bunch of kids, so I kept it pretty down low and had a good time. Still had the show, but the second, we played 2 shows that night, and the second show I just decided I was going to make it a damn party in there, and I made everybody get up. I said, you stand up out of them seats, come on up here to the stage. It's going to be a regular concert. By the end of it, I'm standing on a table in the middle of everybody singing the last song. And that's one of my favorite concerts because I was happy 177 people could get that wild on a Sunday night.
Sometimes it's not about how many is there. It's just about you give them the same show every time. That's what I always try to do. That's really important. Where's your favorite place you've been so far as you've got to travel and kind of expand your territories a little bit and get around the country?
I like Texas a lot. I just like seeing new places, waking up in a new spot. That's my favorite part about the bus.
Yeah.
My favorite concert I played so far is Newport, Kentucky. It was the 1,800 cap, biggest venue I'd ever played. And it was an 18 and up show. So it's a bunch of younger people, and I just really enjoyed seeing them just go nuts over it, because most of my shows are 21 and up, but they just brought the energy that night, and by the end of it, there was beers flying and just chaos.
The club scene, the nightclub circuit in Texas is pretty awesome. I don't think there's really any place out there like it. There's so many clubs to play, and people really love their music in Texas. They really, if they dig you, they really get engaged in it, man. You work Texas a lot?
Yeah, I'm starting to work Texas a lot. We started working Texas. We opened up for Giovanni and the Hired Guns in December. It was kind of our Texas tester. Went over there, and they were singing a bunch back to me, and so early this year we've probably hit 7 Texas dates so far this year, and we've got a whole, 7 to 10 more lined up.
Yeah. Had a chance to play Billy Bob's yet?
We did. We've actually just put up tickets for Billy Bob's last week. Selling pretty good. We played there with Giovanni in December. We ended our 3-night run with them there and opened up, but we're headlining September 7th.
That's awesome.
We're going to try to
tell old Gallagher I said hello.
I will.
Ask him to pour you a monkey.
Oh, man.
He's got this own little special drink that he does. You have to have a monkey with Gallagher backstage.
Sounds good. I'll write that down, Saxon.
Oh, yeah. So Gallagher's the guy that runs everything backstage. He's been there forever. He's like a icon to all of us. He's a pretty cool little cat. We know him well. We played that place a lot. About all the Cowboys stuff. There's a Cowboys in San Antonio. There's Cowboys in Red River. There used to be a Cowboys in Arlington, and there was also a Cowboys in Kennesaw, Georgia. You remember? Did you ever play that one?
No,
it's been gone for a while. Yeah, but those are always real cool to play. They were big and fun, huge. I mean, they're pretty massive honky tonks.
Yeah, what they hold 4,000 or 5,000 folks.
The one in San Antonio, what's the one in San Antonio hold? It probably holds 5,000. Billy Bob's hold about 6,500 capped out, I think.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
But Merle said the Guinness Book of World Records in there for the most amount of shots bought at a bar, I believe it was.
Who?
Merle Haggard.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Canadian club, I want to say. It's as soon as you get off the stage to the right, as you're about to walk out the door, it's on that wall right there.
At Billy
Bob's.
Billy Bob's.
The Cowboys sent it.
Huh. Yeah, the Cowboys in San Antonio is pretty big. Red River's probably 2,000, and the other ones are closed now. I think the one in Arlington's a Tejano club or something now. Well, I bet the one in San Antonio is probably a 5 cap.
It says 50 to 4,000, but 70,000 square foot. So yeah, 4,000 people in San Antonio.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's got a real cool the stage you load in. They have this whole stage is on hydraulics. You load in, and they raise the freaking stage. It's like 3 tiers. It's a strange little stage to play on. Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah,
and they got beer tub girls.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like that, would you?
No. Them steps are a little raggedy though.
They are. They're terrible because they're round and they get a little weird up top. I mean, I haven't busted my ass on them yet, but I've come real close. Yeah.
Yeah, I like when I'm playing them big venues and the security's not watching and we're loading in. I'll take the barrier and I'll get some of my band members and we'll pull it as close to the stage as we can, because I just want to be playing up there in everybody's lap so I can reach out and touch them and have interaction with them.
Yeah. What's the wildest crowd that you've had somewhere?
We played this place and it was the Holland Corn Festival in Texas. We pull up, bus driver gets the bus framed out, stuck. They take us over to the middle school, and they go, "This is where y'all are showering and hanging out for the day." So we go over and shoot basketball and just hang out. And I'm like, dang, this is gonna be rough. There was no security, nothing, and there was just a bunch of young kids drinking crazy, having a wild time, and they must have thrown 150 beers up on the stage while I was singing, and it was like fireworks. They just threw them as high as they could and watched them fly. And
tops on or open, or just throwing beers at you?
No, they were just throwing them, have a good time until I told them at the end, I said, y'all didn't make JV baseball in high school. Y'all ain't hit me yet. And then they started throwing them at me. They finally got me towards the end, but I think the band was kind of frightened during the show.
It's one of those nights you need chicken wire. You ever played in front of chicken wire?
No.
I hadn't either. You ever played in front of chicken wire?
Sure hadn't.
I've had some places that they should have had chicken wire, but I've never played in front of it. Like the Blues Brothers. Jeff Healey and Roadhouse. Yeah. When you get back in the studio?
Here in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna go home for the week, and I've been writing a few songs up. Got, I don't know, 10 or 12 songs I've wrote over the past month and a half. I'm gonna get in there and lay them down, start stacking them up.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'd put an EP out, a 6-song EP out in June, but I don't know when I'm going to go back in.
Yeah.
Trying to grind this summer out, man.
Yeah.
Get through the rest of this year.
I don't blame you. Studio's got a little different for me recently. I wasn't playing a lot of shows to start out with, so I would just write one. And my studio's in Georgia. So I'd write one, hit up studio guy, find some time, go in there, record it. Write another one, go in there, record it. But now I'm just getting where I'm having to stack up a good handful.
Yeah.
Go back in there, cut them all at one time, start working like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the way we go about it too. I do all my song prep before I go in the studio, man. And especially when you're booking the more expensive players and stuff, where you got them for a 10, 2, and a 6, and you're trying to knock out a bunch of songs at one time, man. You kind of got to have your stuff organized a little bit. You like the recording process a lot? I
do. I've enjoyed the studio a ton. I feel really rewarded when we get a product out that I think everybody's going to listen to and enjoy.
You pretty hands on with your producer?
I co-produce it with him. Really, I'm not very technical with the terms, but I'll tell him that don't feel right, or this, that, and the other, or this needs to be louder or more quiet, or what about this? And we just basically go in there together. He's been the same producer I've had since I started in 21.
Yeah. Are you when you schedule your stuff, are you working like 11 months out of the year? Are you taking time off? You block stuff for hunting season? What's your kind of mindset as you look at your year in front of you?
Well, this fall we're not gonna have too much time off. We're gonna start full time August 23rd and 4th, and then we're gonna have 2 weekends off all the way to December 10th, and then after that I'm on studio and hunt and hang out with the fam and Christmas and till about the end of January, and we're gonna get rolling again on a West tour. But I'm gonna have to be in the studio a lot December and January.
Yeah, I've learned to kind of manage my time a lot better. I mean, when my first several years, man, I was 200 plus dates, just grinding it out, just didn't want to do anything but work. But as I've gotten a family and stuff, man, I block weeks off periodically scattered throughout the year. I can't grind it out like that no more, man. That's a young man's game.
Yeah. We just trying to get to the point where playing the least amount of shows for the most amount of money.
Amen, brother.
That's the plan.
That is the plan. What have you indulged yourself with so far? Did you buy you a nice high-powered rifle? Have you bought you a new truck? What have you indulged yourself with?
Well, not this past January, but January before, I was driving a 2012 F350 flatbed. It had about 247,000 cow hauler miles on it, and engine blew up on me, and I wasn't really making too much money at that point, so I went to the dealership and got me a used 2021 F350. I was still hauling cows at the time. And started making that monthly payment. And a few months ago, I finally just paid it all off in full. And I bought me a golf cart a few weeks ago for the road to stuff in the trailer for festivals and shit, for the tour manager, the band to ride around to the stage or just go ride around town and make some problems, I reckon.
When I was a kid, man, my dad, I cut a lot of hay, worked in the rice fields. We had farmland, just all that stuff, lots of cows. When I would get in trouble, Daddy would make me take a hoe or a spade shovel and a tow sack and go cut thistle bushes out of the pasture. I know your daddy was pretty hard on you. What's the worst thing he ever made you do when you got in trouble?
He gave me a dang handful of ass whoopings.
Oh, I've had those too.
Man, I'd have to hover over the toilet seat go take a shit. He whooped me so bad, but he just they'd not let me go to the stockyard with him when I was a little kid.
Isn't there something great about a stockyard hamburger?
Oh,
Sale
yeah.
barn hamburger. Man,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I always loved a sale barn hamburger when I was a kid.
That's how I got thick when I was a little kid. I'd go with Daddy in the summer, and I'd work the baby calves coming through the ring. They'd have like 50, 75 baby calves, and I'd push them through the ring, and the owners of the stockyards wouldn't think nothing about it. And then I'd go find one of my buddies in the back. There'd be some old man that was always nice, cool, some convicts back there, and I'd jump down there and work the alley with them. And when I'd get in trouble, my mom and daddy wouldn't let me go to the stockyard when I was a little kid. They'd say, "You can't go to the sale," and I'd be pissed. That was about the worst they did to me, besides whoop my ass.
Did you stay in trouble a lot?
To them, I stayed in trouble a lot. My little brother and sister, my little sister got whooped, and then my little brother got whooped less. And I was like, why? Why'd I
get tired? You wear them down. Us older kids wear them down, so the younger ones don't have to put up as much stuff.
I know they let him slide. My little brother slide all the time. He never get whooped when he was little.
Yeah. You have a brother and a sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I was right in the middle, so I had a whole other family below me, man. Yeah, by the time my youngest brother came along, he was spoiled rotten.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's how it is.
Yeah. What was your first car you ever had when you were in high school?
That 2012 Ford F-350.
Yeah.
It's my daddy's, and he wanted me to haul some cows for him, so he got him a new truck and gave me that one.
That's a big old gas bill, though, right there, man. That sucker sucked some fuel.
Yeah, I was having to work with it. It wasn't just go drive around. I was doing as much as I could, get done with football practice, get done with baseball or whatever, and head to the stockyard and haul a couple loads till 12, 1 in the morning, and go back to school the next day.
Things are easier when you're in a smaller town, man. You get in Nashville. I got a F-250, and I have a hard time parking that sucker downtown. A dually, man, there's places you ain't gonna get that dually in.
Yeah, I hate parking my truck downtown Nashville. There's about one parking lot that I pull into, and I pull all the way to the top where nobody's parking, and that's about it.
When we were in, I think I did. Was it the Ascend show? I had a bunch of friends that stayed at a particular hotel that was right there downtown, and there were like 30 vehicles broken into in that parking lot that night, just busting their windows out, stealing anything they could grab. You got to watch them all the time, man. Yeah, that's a sad thing, man. Things have changed so much, man. When I grew up, man, I could ride my bicycle all over town. I never worried about anything, man. You just can't do the things we did when we were kids.
Yeah, if you're a woman, you shouldn't be walking in downtown Nashville by yourself ever.
Ever.
I'm a big burly guy, and I don't like walking down there.
Well, no matter how big and bad you are, they get 5 or 6 people on you. It's hard to fight that off.
Yeah. There's a lot of homeless folks down there, a lot of rough stuff. There's
a lot of rough stuff, a lot of drugs, a lot of mental illness, a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
But it's no different than any other city that you go to. I think they manage it better in Nashville than they do a lot of places, but you still never know. You just don't know what's coming when you turn the corner and go down some little side street, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you never. You just wonder when something bad's gonna happen down here. Hopefully, it don't happen anytime soon.
Yeah, no doubt.
You like the club scene downtown? You ever go down there and party?
I like going to Midtown over there with Losers and Red Door, and
it's not as chaos. It's a little bit more industry still over there where that place is than going down to the bars.
We went down to Miranda's last night and ate some Mexican and drank some of the margaritas. I like the margaritas over there, but I don't like most of the food on Broadway.
Yeah,
it's kind of just stinking bar food.
Just old bar food, man.
Yeah.
Have you had the recession special from Roberts?
No.
The fried bologna sandwich, a bag of tater chips, and the PBR. Come on, it's hard. Like $5 or $6. You can't beat that.
It's hard to screw up a bologna sandwich.
Dude, I'm telling you what. I went to this place called the Corner Pub that's here in where I live. We went a couple weeks ago, and they had a fried bologna sandwich. I'm telling you, that bologna was that thick. It was like a piece of ham. It's the best bologna sandwich I ever had in my life.
Heck yes.
Them good summertime
tomatoes. I was about to say.
Stuff, man.
Dang, I love some summertime tomatoes.
Me too.
There ain't nothing like it. That's might be one of my top 5 favorite things in the
As good as
world.
it gets, man. I absolutely love them.
Mm.
And I usually do a garden every year, but I just hadn't had time the last couple of years. Just hadn't had the time to fool with it. We've been traveling too much, man. Things have been so busy. Since we came out of COVID, man, it's been wide freaking open.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do during COVID? Were you still in school? What are you, 25 now?
I'm 25.
Yeah.
I was COVID was a blessing to me because I was taking accounting in college, and I'd already took it one time, and I had to drop it, and I was like, God dang, I don't know how I'm gonna pass accounting. COVID happened, and I cheated my way through accounting. We'd take a HDMI cord, run it from the computer to the TV next to me. They'd make you scan the room. So I'd start it where the desk was at, circle all the way around till about right there. And my buddy'd be sitting right here in front of that TV, and it'd be multiple choice, and he'd tap A, 2 taps for B, and I got through that shit. That was terrible, but it saved me for school.
I'm not going to let you do my taxes.
I wouldn't let me do my taxes.
That probably wouldn't be a good thing, huh?
No, I wouldn't let you do my taxes either.
Shit, you don't want me to do your taxes. I don't do my taxes. Shit. I wouldn't trust me enough to do my taxes. How about you?
Y'all do taxes?
Got to.
That's what they say.
Not for a couple of years. They'll let you slide. Hell.
So where'd you say you're heading to this weekend?
We're heading to Coleman, Alabama for
Alabama.
Rock South.
What do you think about Nick Saban retiring? What do you think's going to happen?
I'm a Dogs fan.
I know.
So it's a good sight, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I like the change.
Yeah.
See, I grew up in Arkansas, man. I've been suffering for years. I mean,
y'all have had some real close ones. Y'all have had some good 11-2 seasons.
We've had that season every year. This is going to be the year, and it's just not the year. Yeah, it's been painful. Maybe this is going to be the year. You know, we're getting ready to fire back up, man. Preseason will be starting in just a couple of weeks, and then college football will be kicking off in September. I'm ready.
That's what we're gonna do during the road this fall. We're gonna be watching TV football.
That's what we do. How do you feel about the changes? You know, all the stuff going on in college football, the trade portal. You know, kids getting paid. How you feel about all that stuff? I mean, you've grown up in that era.
Well, when I started making music, they started the NIL deals in July, and I started recording music in July, and I let out my first song in August, and I wouldn't have been able to make country music playing college football until that happened. So I wasn't around too long for it to go on, but I think that's the reason Nick Saban got out.
I do too, without a doubt. I was told that a couple of linemen, after they played, the national championship, told him that it's going to cost you $500,000 to keep me next year if you want me. That's what. And he's like, I'm not doing any of that. And they say, that's what's your coach at Georgia?
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. Kirby don't even play that, does he? That's what I've heard. He don't even play. He don't even play with it.
Yeah, I mean, I
worry about what it's going to do to the integrity of the sport because, a young person that's never had money, that gets all that kind of stuff thrown at them, it entices you to do things and distracts you from other things that you really ought to be doing for your future. I mean, it can distract you. And I think it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous road we're going down. And I think it's going to ruin a lot of talented athletes that are going to make some bad choices and screw their life and their careers up. I just think it's a bad thing to put out there. I don't disagree that they need something, but can it be put in escrow till you get done with college? And then there's got to be a better way to structure this stuff. And the transfer portal's dangerous too. I mean, I have some problems with that too.
People are just leaving when they want to. A lot of people get entitled. They feel really entitled once they get that check, just like those linemen that went to Nick Saban. But I'm going to tell you, being a college athlete for those 4 years when we weren't getting paid, they were just nickeling and diming us to death. And it's a huge business. And
they're making millions and millions of dollars. Football is the engine that drives most colleges.
Yeah. And when it's going good, everybody's real happy. But when it's going bad, and when I was at Georgia Southern, we had 2 winning seasons and two losing seasons. And everybody's going for everybody's throat during those losing seasons. Nobody cares. And you really see the business side of things. Yeah. And you see that it's just as cutthroat as any business ever.
Oh,
that the coaches are for themselves and the players are for themselves and everybody. And I just I was glad I got out of that when I did, because it was just real toxic, real bad for anybody.
And to me, team sports supposed to be about the team.
Yeah.
And to have a team, you got to have good leadership that has the best interest of the whole team at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of gotten thrown out the window in a lot of regards. And those old school guys that are still trying to hold on to that are getting pushed away because everybody's all me, 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 me. There's no team environment. It doesn't seem like anymore. But it doesn't seem like we have that in the NFL either.
Nah, it's just turning college into the NFL. The only thing that's going to be good is those players that would go to the NFL, they're going to stay in college. And I enjoy college football more than NFL.
I do too.
Probably because they weren't getting paid and everybody wasn't just didn't have that me mindset. They were like, we all got to do good so we can go to the NFL and we can get paid. But now they're getting paid. But the only positive, I'm glad that some of them are getting money. I hate that some of them are getting millions and others are getting nothing.
Yeah.
But I think that it's going to make the quality of the play a little bit better when they stay.
But it's really unfair. You know, you kind of expect skilled players to get paid a little bit more. But, you know, the guys down in the trenches, your linemen, your defensive, offensive linemen, they don't get the recognition. They don't get the big paychecks. Your wide receivers and your running backs and your quarterbacks get all that stuff, man. Y'all, it's a very unlevel playing field.
Yeah,
but without those guys, you don't have a team.
Yeah, that's why I played D-line, because you didn't get your name called out on the O-line. But if you made a tackle, they'll call your name out, you know. But I appreciate all the O-linemen out there and D-linemen, because they putting in all the work.
All the work, man.
Dang receiver can run a half-ass route, run back to the ball and play the next snap. The O-lineman, D-lineman take off one play and quarterback tears his ACL or running back, and then it's all their fault, you know.
I mean, you were saying like car crashes. I've been on the sidelines of some NFL games over the years, man, and it's like every play is like, yeah. I mean, the impact is tremendous of what you guys are putting yourselves through down there. And as you get bigger and stronger, those guys that, you know, your body continues filling out and you get to a whole new weight training program, you get to the NFL, man, those guys are massive. Yeah. I mean, they're coming out, they're firing off the line so hard, man.
Yeah, I didn't ever have when I was in high school, I knew I was going to be hovering around the 6 foot mark, 6 foot tall, and I didn't never have a thought of going to the NFL. I was like, if I can go to college, get on scholarship, pay for the rest of my school, and get out of there, I'll be glad, because I just knew that I wasn't going to the NFL. Yeah, didn't even think I wanted to.
That beats your body up, man. Them guys come out of it toe up.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't play, I think if you don't play for 4 seasons, you don't get that lifetime health insurance.
Really?
Yeah, if you play for 4+ years, you get lifetime health benefits. But if you don't, you're on your own.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? Well, you're a Georgia Bulldog fan. Who's your NFL team?
Falcons, sadly.
Yeah.
They put us through some hell, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of like Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of fall into that same category, don't they?
Yeah. My favorite football player of all time is probably Brett Favre.
I love Brett, man. You ever had a chance to meet him?
I ain't never met him.
He's a good dude, man. He's really cool. I got to meet him up at Green Bay. I've done several shows around that area and been to games, and we did a Hall of Fame induction there one year, but I've been to games, playoff games and stuff there. And Brett had his kind of own office, man, there in the clubhouse and everything. He had deer head on the wall, all kinds of shit like that. I mean, he's just a good old country redneck.
Yeah, that's why I like him. He's just a redneck cowboy attitude. He's like, watch this,
gunslinger.
Yeah,
man.
You know.
Had a freaking cannon for an arm too, man. They said he'd break your fingers if you didn't catch that ball right, man. You had to make sure your fingers were rolled back. He'd jam your damn fingers in a heartbeat.
I mean, he was slinging it until he was 41 or 2 when he played for the Vikings for his last season. And
still like taking a fastball from a 90-mile-an-hour pitcher.
He almost took him to the Super Bowl in 2009. Played the Saints and lost on the last drive, but he go down as my favorite probably ever.
That just shows you how crappy the NFL. I mean, it's not about team, man. They discarded him like an old pair of underwear when they were done with him, and it's pretty crappy.
Yeah.
You know, after all he had done for that franchise, man, he was the guy.
Yeah.
And had been for a long time. They just discard him like he meant nothing to them. I mean, that's kind of irritating to me. It's hard to be a fan of a team when they do that to their players.
Yeah, and now they're about to do the same thing to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah,
They do it all the time. They'll do it to you in music. It don't matter.
Yeah,
it's business. They'll do it to you at the hardware store. If you're an old man, they got somebody new coming in, they'll let you go and hire somebody new. It's
oh yeah.
name of the game, I reckon.
I guess so, man. I guess that's the world we live in. It's awful fast and everything, but it still didn't make it easier to digest. I mean, it's still kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
But what do you do about it?
Shit, do the best you can. Don't let them put you out.
You had a chance to do any hunting and stuff as you've kind of gotten some notoriety? You've been to any big ranches, some high fence ranches, done some exotic hunting or anything like that?
I've got some offers too. I've been talking to a few people, lining some stuff up for the fall, late fall, really December.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have time until then, but I'm gonna do some waterfowl hunting.
Yeah.
Got a couple buddies. They're gonna take me and film it all, and it'll be some good content.
That's cool.
Yeah, my favorite part about duck hunting or waterfowl hunting is just going out there and watching the sun come up, regardless of what flies over. It's just beautiful. It's calm.
Yeah.
Everybody's real quiet, and then it's just sounds like a war zone.
When's duck season open up? February? I'm not sure. I've never duck hunted.
I think it's November.
Is it November?
And it ends in February, I believe.
Okay, I'm not sure. I've done a lot of deer hunting, some elk hunting, but I've never done any pheasant hunted and quail and dove hunted and all that stuff.
Got some big deer back here?
I do. Not here on property. I mean, I've killed some big deer, but I've got a genetic deformity here that's really strange where I don't get any mass on them. And I mean, when I first bought this property in the early 90s, I had food plots and I had feeders and all kinds of stuff. I was hitting them with protein as hard as I could, man.
Yeah.
But I'd have like 3 on one side. I've seen horns growing out from behind their ears and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's kind of an issue in this radius, and you can't cull them enough to kind of get rid of it. It's just too prevalent right here.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you hit them with protein and the food that you give them, man, you just can't get any mass. That base of that horn will be about as big as your thumb. You can't get past it. There's nothing like that around here.
Where you like to hunt most?
I go to West Texas a lot. I got friends that have big ranches down there, so I do bird hunting. Usually go bird hunting down there in September, October, and then go to high fetch place. A great thing about the exotics like the axis and the fallow and the oryx and elk and all that stuff that they have on the property, you can hunt them without a license all year long. I mean, the stuff that comes over from India, they got black buck and axis and oryx and just fallow and all kinds of cool stuff, man. It's a really fun property to hunt on. Yeah.
Got some deer up in Arkansas?
A lot of deer in Arkansas. I hadn't hunted in Arkansas in years, but I grew up down on the bottomlands, furthermost little town in southwest Arkansas, a little town called Foreman, borders to Texas to the south. The Red River is the boundary line, then Oklahoma, so we're sitting right on the Oklahoma line to the west. But that whole Red River Delta on that bottomland, a lot of soybeans, a lot of rice, and
they bulk up.
Oh, they get big. There's some big, big deer down there. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see.
We hunt around the house a little bit. Daddy's got feed troughs and stuff for cattle all around there, so they're all coming up there getting pretty thick off the cow feed. And I'll go back there and hunt a little bit. Yeah,
they like to be around the cows. What breed of cow is your favorite?
Brahma.
You like the Brahma?
Yeah, they just growing up, Daddy buys big hodgepodge of cattle. He puts together big load lots and sells them on video loads, and of just sizes them up any breed or color. And just in the summertime, he'd get me to bury some dead ones, and most of them will be black, and they'd have thicker hair. This is the northern type of cattle, and them Brahmas, it'd be 100 degrees, and they'd be out there eating because they're native to India and Mexican.
They have a good heat tolerance, but they also have a lot of birthing problems too. Their shoulders get pretty big. You have a lot of birthing problems with them.
Yeah, we don't do it. Daddy has a few mama cows for that he has babies off of, but he just puts together load lots for the most part.
Gotcha.
But
So you didn't grow up pulling calves or anything?
I grew up pulling some calves, but he had a little less mama cows than everything else. He runs anywhere from 400 to 800 head.
That's a lot,
Just
man.
depends, yeah.
Cattle market's changed a lot too.
It's real high right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a scary thing. I saw it when Obama was getting out of office and Trump was coming in. It was high as it had ever been, and then Trump got in and everything started getting lower. Gas started getting lower, so the cattle had to level out too, and a lot of people had to go ahead and sell and get what they get because they didn't think it was going to go back down. The people in the cattle business just have it in their mind. When it's good, there's never going to be another bad day. But it all leveled out, and I told my daddy, I said, this election comes around, better get to selling because it's going to repeat itself.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to change when we get through this next cycle. We'll see how it shakes out. I got my beliefs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't believe he almost got shot the other day.
Man, that shit's
There's
crazy.
some crazy people in the world, man.
Crazy. And the dude was a registered Republican and this, that, and the other. It's just I don't know. He's fighting. Trump's fighting as hard as anybody ever has for this country. So
I think he is too, man. Yeah, I've been supporting him for a long time.
Yeah. I think that it's looking up.
Yeah, a lot of things are going to change, but I got friends in the oil and gas business, and you're going to see gas prices go back down. They'll get a grip on all that. So it affects the market a lot, but I think the overall things that are going to happen for our society are much better for the long term.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of eye-opening things going on right now that's really going to shape up, maybe get America back to being America.
And I'm proud. I'm a proud American, man. I think we're very blessed here, man. I love our culture. I love our sports, and growing up in just small town environments. I've enjoyed all that part of life, and I think we're very overlooked and underappreciated by career politicians and these big cities and on the national level, man. I think they forgot about us a long time ago.
Yeah, I think we got enough fight to get us back.
Oh, there's still a few rednecks left.
Yeah, we got some fight left.
Oh yeah,
but we're gonna hold it together. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Y'all have y'all had a chance to do any overseas stuff? Gone up into Canada yet?
Not yet. We just booked some Canada stuff. We were talking about it. Next fall, we're gonna be all overseas and different stuff. We're just talking some dates, but we haven't booked any yet. But I'm excited to go over the pond, honestly. What's your favorite place you ever played outside of America?
Shoot, man, I love Australia. Played Bavaria and Germany quite a few times, and I love Germany a lot, man. The beer in Germany, you're going to find it's pretty awesome. Yeah. It's not like all the stuff over here. Every little town, they brew their own stuff. Nothing's pasteurized over there, so it's not like you're not going to see Bud Light trucks running up and down the road. And when you go to this little town, this is the beer they have. And like a true Hefeweizen, it's like drinking a loaf of bread, man. It's like 6% alcohol content. It's just got stuff broke. It's heavy. You'll get full before you get drunk. I mean, it's good freaking beer. You won't find anything like it over here in the States. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it out.
Try the schnitzel too. Schnitzel's actually good.
Schnitzel.
Meat and potatoes, man. That's all it is. Just meat and potatoes. Yeah. But I love Italy too. We've traveled to Italy a lot. I've never worked there, but Italy's probably my favorite country that I've been to. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Food, culture, the people are all pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm damn excited to get to try it out.
Go check it out, man. Country music's grown a lot over there too, man. They've really embraced a lot of the new stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna like my stuff over there. I got people DMing me, hitting me up, come to Australia, this, that, and the other, and I'm hopefully we drop an album coming up in August, and it helps us spread around the world.
You do it all, brother. Go out there and get
sir.
all of it you can, man. It's pretty cool. That flight's a bitch, but other than that, it's a long way to get over Australia.
I get a little claustrophobic on the plane.
Not on these planes. These planes are massive.
I want a bed.
Well, you got to fly business class. They put you in these little cubicles. You can actually lay down and recline and all that. That's the only way to go overseas, man.
Yeah. That's probably how I do it.
Pay the extra money to get in business class.
I probably will.
Absolutely. You'll be glad you did. Trust me. And they wait on you, man. They serve you and bring you all the alcohol you want to drink. You just go ahead and drink a bunch, pass out, wake up when you get there.
I had a flight to Nashville last week. I was flying up here to write with Red Akins and a buddy of mine, and I went to the airport and had me a couple liquor drinks and took me a little gummy. I was like, yeah, it's be a quick flight to Nashville. I'll get there and go to my buddy's house. And we had a song we were going to finish up. But I sat on the runway for 3 hours, and I was pissed. Dude next to me was sitting there, and every about 15, 20 seconds, he go with his teeth. And I just, by the end of the flight, I about cussed him out. I was about to be like, man, how many times you gonna do that?
He's a teeth sucker. That's awful.
It was killing me. I was just, people were farting, and I was just not having it.
That's always.
I think I'm considered not flying.
Who's the worst farter in your band? Everybody's got one. My tour manager can destroy a room. It's the most ungodly thing. It's like something done crawled up his ass and died. It's bad, isn't it? Yeah.
He can clear out the stage. He did one time.
I mean, you stand outside in a wide open field, he'll clear the field. It's that bad.
I was on the stage plugging in some pedals or something. He walked up to me and he was just talking.
He'll crop dust.
He was just talking, just, didn't even act like he shit all over me, but he hit me right in the mouth. Then I looked up and said, Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing?
Who's the guy? Everybody's got one.
Man, it's either my bass player or me. We're the two big guys of the band, We just we got it all stowed up in us, and well, my bass player, this is his thing. We'll get on stage, and we have the fifth of Jack. The whole band kind of splits a fifth. There's 6 of us, so we all drank a little bit of the fifth, and I'll get it down to about this much for him.
Yeah.
End of the night, I'll bring him up there, get the whole room to go crazy, and he'll come up there, and this is his one-liner I'll say, you got anything to say to the nice people? He'll say, I got one thing to say. Show me that butthole, baby. And he downs the rest of the Jack.
Hell yeah.
We'll be at a festival. It'll be a bunch of kids. I'll be like,
this is going to be the first short clip that we promote this show with. Show me that butthole, baby. That's what we're going to use right there. That's what I've been looking for.
Hell yeah.
You got that, Lindsay?
Write it down.
So Derek right there, Derek plays guitar in the band. He's an acoustic and second electric guitar player. So we met years ago. He was actually doing sound engineering at Sound Emporium, and I was doing a project there. It's where I met him years ago. Yeah. And Scott plays piano in the band. He's from Waco, so he's been in the band for a long time. So they always come up with some very interesting questions. Let's see what we got today.
What's your drink of choice? Like whiskey or whatever.
I'm a big Jack Daniels guy for the show, but if I'm just sipping some bourbon, I like Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Do you want some?
Yeah, I'll take a little drink. You got some?
Yeah, we got a little Woodford in there. I'll take a little nip too. Yeah. I want a shot of that Casamigos. I got some Casamigos in the freezer.
Hell yeah. I love Casamigos too.
Whichever you want.
Yeah, let's take a shot of tequila.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's a good breakfast.
Yeah, and it's cold.
Yeah, cold and breakfast.
Yeah. Good breakfast tequila.
Breakfast tea.
While he's doing that, what do you got, Scott?
Is cow tipping a real thing, and have you ever done it?
I don't think cow tipping's a real thing. I don't think they usually lay down to sleep most of the time that I've seen. If they're standing up, they're more than likely awake. And I've seen a lot of people in the back stockyards get run over by cattle or get hit, and I've got run over a couple of times, and I don't plan to go out there and mess with them too much if I don't have to.
Yeah. Did you ever do any bull riding? Because you've been around cows and horses a lot, I figured.
Yeah, that was actually my dream career up until I was a little kid, and I watched 8 Seconds, and Lane Frost died, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And Daddy always told me, even when I was little, he'd be like, you don't want to be a bull rider. He said, you're going to end up broke, body and bank account.
Oh, yeah, man. Those guys, they sacrifice their bodies so much and they really don't make a lot of money.
No, there's so many. I mean, there's the select few that are well off.
Have you had a chance to go to national finals yet out in Vegas?
No, but we're planning on it this year. Thank you so
We'll
much.
be out there.
Cheers.
The new friends, brother.
New friends.
New friends.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I like the NFR a lot. I've got to go a lot of times over the years, man. That stock is so ranked, man. I went a couple of nights this last year, man. I think the first 7 bull riders got thrown off. I mean, that's some really ranked stock, man. World-class bulls. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I love watching it. Me and Daddy watched bull riding, and I wanted to ride when I was younger. And eventually in high school, we go to the test pen.
Yeah.
Pay $20, sign a waiver. They throw us some equipment. We'd ride a few bulls just to be young high schoolers. But
yeah,
it wasn't any. I just wanted to ride them just to say I did, you know. But I didn't ever want to do it as a career. And then I just wanted to trade stock like my daddy up until I tore my knee up and started writing songs. That's all I wanted to do.
Cattle's kind of a thing that gets in your blood, man. People who grew up around cattle always kind of have a special place in their heart for them, man. It's kind of a soothing thing.
Yeah, I mean, when we get off the road, we got a guy that works for us. He feeds cattle throughout the week. Daddy goes to the stockyards and he helps them feed when he's back around. But on Sundays, my daddy feeds and the guy takes a day off, and we get back off the road. It's therapeutic. Go out there and see some cattle Daddy bought 3 or 4 months ago that were bone skinny and just malnourished, and they beefed up, and it's just they just feeling good and looking good, and just see a finished product, you know, and just enjoy the calmness of feeding some cows like I did when I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, man, there's something special about it. So as we kind of wind down here, man, what's how many shows you got for the rest of the year? You grinding up through the middle of December? You working on a new project? All that good stuff. Give me all your socials and all that stuff.
Yeah, we're dropping an album coming August 2nd. So here in
Got a name for it yet?
Acting Up Again.
Okay.
That's the title track. We got about 40 dates through December. Album's got 16 songs on it.
Cool.
And we're hoping for it to make a big splash. I wrote all the songs over the last couple years, been stacking some up and just picked the best project I could. And
That's cool.
I'm excited. It's my first official.
What were some of the players you had on the record? Any of the 18 guys here in Nashville? Who all did you use?
All the guys in my band, for the most part. My producer is my studio bass player.
Gotcha.
His name's Jay Rogers. The Full Moon Studio in Watkinsville. Lead guitar is Brody Frazier. He's my lead on the road.
Cool.
Bennett Boswell, he plays acoustic for me. Jack Routon is one of my best songwriters. He tour managed me actually for a little bit for the beginning of the year. He's probably got 5 or 6 cuts on the album. He played some of the acoustic. I played a little bit on a few of the songs. And got a guy in Atlanta, Michael Westbrook. He played some lead. And Brian Dennard, he's from Watkinsville, but he lives in Nashville now. He played on the drums.
That's cool. What? Give me your social stuff so everybody can find you.
Gavin Adcock Music on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
That's easy enough, brother.
Yeah, man.
Man, thank you for giving me a little time. Good to get to know you a little bit.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Stay safe out there. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Yes, sir.
Gavin Adcock, y'all.